Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Campus Care Ed Talks. I, Sakshi Jain, your host for the show, would like to welcome you all. Ed Talk is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for the discussion is using dynamics for learning. And to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Mrs. Anju Mehta, Principal, Swami Sandas Public School, Urban Estate, Pagwara. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. So good to have you here.
Very good afternoon to everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out your precious time.
Same, I am very much thankful to the team and TAP who has given this opportunity to discuss on this topic, group dynamics.
Absolutely, ma'am. It's our honor. Ma'am, to start off with the session, the very first thing that I would like to put it across to you is how does group dynamics contribute to learning?
First of all, we must understand that what is group dynamics actually. Because when we understand this word, group dynamics, it automatically will tell out how will it help in learning.
Right.
You see group dynamics. Group means uh, consisting more than two members. When a group of where when more than two members are involved, that it means the group. And when we talk of the dynamic means in physics generally this term comes, and this means force. Dynamic means force. So means we are going to apply the force in group. Means when number of individuals work together for a common objective. What I understand and I want to tell you that group dynamic is when number of individuals work together for a common objective. So what should I say? Not only for learning, group dynamic is useful for everywhere. Everywhere. It may be in industry, it may be any organization, it may be institution, and it's in the learning too. So when I talk of the institution means education of the students, so it's very important because students sometimes they are not comfortable with the teachers, with their elders, but they are very much comfortable with their friends. So if they discuss in the group of their age mates, so I think it is very helpful in learning of any of the concepts. So certainly, group dynamics is very useful in learning.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, how do group dynamics play a role in classroom management?
Uh, that depends upon the teacher. Suppose I take an example, we need to teach a topic where some practical is involved, some activity is involved. So when some activity is involved, so for an activity, the teacher has to divide the class in the groups because it's not possible to say that activity is being given to a single student and each and every work is to be done by that particular student. So when an activity is to be done in the class and the teacher has divided the class in the groups, a group of 5 to 6 students, but main thing, one thing is there, while making the groups, the teacher has to take care that the students should be of the different caliber. The group should not be of that kind that she should that above in every class each type of students are there, above average, average, below average. So the group should not be made like this that all above average students are in a group, average students are in a group. So the teacher has to make the group of different caliber and different complementary skills. This is very important. When this group is made and one activity is given to the group, so obviously, certainly, when they work together, So there are many benefits. First of all, they'll work for a common purpose because they have to present or they have to complete that activity, whatever the activity is there. Suppose they have to make a model of something, model of an eye, suppose they have to prepare. So they have to think of, first of all, they have to plan how or with which material they are going to make that model. So who will collect, who will purchase, who will manage, make this. So everyone will divide the duties among themselves, and the benefit of that will be the social interaction will also increase. Their mutual understanding will also increase. Right mix of skills will be there. So when they work together, so then the project or the purpose of the teaching will be fulfilled. So they'll obviously work together, they will study together because some students may be very good at this purchasing part, some might be at the decoration part, some student might be good at the explanation part. So they themselves will distribute the duties among themselves, because I do this thing in my institution, and students really do very well when some group activity or something has been divided among them. So they learn how to work in a team. So obviously, this helps a lot.
Absolutely, ma'am. It's like, when you talk about group dynamics, it's talking about, 4 to 5 set of people minimum, 4 to 5 set of
Minimum,
people, with
yes.
different mindsets, different creativity, different way of understanding things.
Different skills, yes.
Yeah, so when they come together and they are supposed to play a role in classroom management, it is just like, you talking to a team altogether, wherein you are responsible for all the creativity, all the good deed that you bring out with that activity or the role that you're playing, as well as you are responsible for all the inventory, all the management, all the,
Yes, yes.
ideation to everything. So group, when we
And
talk about.
one more point, some of the students are there who never get the recognition individually.
Absolutely.
But in the group, they get the recognition.
Yeah,
So
so
they become more confident.
yeah, so it is like, they, when they, behave in a certain group, they talk to a certain amount of people. You just never know what clicks in their mind, wherein they can think that which can motivate them, encourage them in order to, be an active part to what all we are doing and currently laying out in terms of, activities and teaching. So ma'am, what group dynamic might help the, what group dynamics might help the teaching and learning process, if we talk about.
This is not the same thing. Your first question is
Right, ma'am. Yeah,
again
so it is
that
like,
was.
so what we can talk about is, we are here, we've been talking about the group dynamics that play a role in the classroom management. So what is the result of it, is what we're talking about in terms of teaching and learning processes, of how different ways are there, to put across to the students to understand the group dynamics, as well as what are the learning and the teaching processes through which one understands that, okay, the group dynamics could be, playing that role in that particular,
So I'll give an example what I've
aspect.
done in the school, because that will make more clear that how the things were done.
Right.
I have started in my school marketing activity. Marketing activity, I told one of the section only. Suppose I have kept filled for classes 7th and 8th, and I've told them कि, after 15 days, only once they will be getting the chance to have this activity, they have to purchase something and they have to sell during recess. So before that, they need to plan that which thing they are going to purchase and they are going to sell to the students during recess. They need to plan. Then they need to think that how to bring and how to sell, what should be the cost of the thing or the material, what they have to sell, how to advertise before that, because students must know that today this class is going to sell something. So so first of all, once what happened, one class, one girl, she offered herself कि I am very good at making the small cupcakes. So I'll prepare those cupcakes. So some of the students, okay. So some of the boys, they said, okay, we'll bring the material. So raw material. So they purchased the material. They gave to that girl. So 2, 3 girls helped her, and they prepared the cupcakes. Then they calculated what was the cost. Uh, they have expenditure done. So then they sold it for, I think, 10 rupees, 10 rupees per cupcake. So, and they, one day before, they advertised that it will be sold for 10 rupees, and first 50 students will be getting one free, means they'll be getting two for 10 rupees. So you won't imagine, they were short of cupcakes in the recess. So when this activity was over, then I went to their class. So then I asked them, beta, what duties you have performed? So some of the students said, ma'am, we have done purchasing. Some students, ma'am, we have done advertisements. Some we have done the sale. And one of the students, the girl who sold, she said, I was in manufacturing. So they learned these things, that, and then how much was the profit, how much you have invested. So this thing was very much clear to them, and they learned how to do the business, because now government is focusing on entrepreneurship, that students should be able to start their own startups. So to encourage this, I did this group activity in the class. Some of the students maintained the discipline while sales were going on during recess. Some of the students were handling the cash. They have to return to the students. So really, that was very useful, and they could understand all those terms. What I think these were not in the dictionary, and they could understand practically that how to advertise. They made posters, and then they went to the classes to announce this thing, that tomorrow we have this activity and we are going to sell this thing. So it was a very nice activity, and students enjoyed it. So now what happens, the classes who don't get the turn, they come to me to request, ma'am, we also want to participate in this activity. So group behavior is very different than the individual. So that cannot be done individually. So I think this is the example which can clear your.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, bringing on to another question is, what does group dynamics mean in education? Like you've clearly stated an example. So, what does it mean when you put it across into a education wherein you are trying to, explain a vast variety of stuff to the students?
Group dynamic is required, but if I say that each and everything can be done through group dynamics, that is not true. Group dynamics is a part of the different ways of education, because sometimes we have to organize individual activities also, because every time if we are doing group activities, so then some individuals who have the capabilities to perform individually or confidence, so that individuality will not come forward. So that's why group dynamic should be there, but I'm not saying that the whole education or whole concepts can be taught through only this activity. So mixture should be there.
Absolutely, ma'am. So here we were talking about group dynamics. Group dynamics basically refers to, wherein two or more people get into, form a group or a process wherein they try to understand the behavior of people in groups, such as task
Yes.
groups, wherein they're trying to solve a problem or make a decision. It's an expertise in a group process, that such as trained facilitators, just like the teachers, who assist these groups in accomplishing its objective by diagnosing how well the group is functioning as a problem solving or a decision making entity, and is intervening to alter the group operational behavior. So here it's not just one thing that you're talking about, it's a
And
social.
one more point is there.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
they influence the personality of each other.
Absolutely.
Some of the students, because one learns, because sometimes if we are not interacting, we don't come to know that how others think, how others react. So when we interact with them, then we come to know what are their viewpoint. So influence of personality is also there. Belongingness is also there. Belongingness to that objective, to that project, to that work, what we have to do. Mutual awareness is also there. So when we are working in a team, then general purpose of any project or any work is always turns into specific purpose, and creativity comes out. Different creativity also comes out. Diversity is there always, because I told you, when we have to make the groups, it is very important for the teachers that they have to keep diversified nature of the students.
Absolutely, ma'am. So it is basically a social interaction wherein you get to understand the
Certainly.
behavior of different people.
Behavior.
You influence the influence one another in terms of how and what exactly you're thinking. So there's behavior, there's power, there's influence, there's the exchange of energies, wherein you talk about a lot of things. So it just not so decision making, how you end of the day decide to what you're executing, to your initiation. So initiation of an idea, wherein you're talking about you've developed certain area of interest wherein you will be performing certain things. And group dynamics is basically a very important and a key role when it comes to group activities or a team building activities, wherein people who may not be of same creativity, may not be of same social interaction, may not be of social same behavioral patterns. So it is just like you have to understand, you've been set into a group wherein you have to understand a lot of things. That's how you develop. So having a classroom which is an offline is a very big example of group dynamics, wherein a lot of people come from a different
Yes.
background. They have a different knowledge, they have their different cores, different values, and different understanding to each and everything. So like India being a diversified cultural nation, wherein you have a lot of backgrounds and a lot of cultural values that come into force, the religions, different religions that you can come into force. So it's one of the major examples of a classroom wherein everybody is actually sitting in a group dynamic, behaving and influencing one another in order to have a positive impact on the individuals. So where people actually get comfortable and have that empathy, the nature of
Yes.
empathy, wherein you can communicate, you can express yourself, as well as there is a level of patience and diligence that you are waiting for somebody to be understood. So that,
Uh,
yeah, so
there was.
group
Hmm.
dynamics plays a very major role, and we have been seeing constantly around us, even if we are in a corporate culture wherein we are in teams, different.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Uh, there was a thought what I read. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful citizens can change the world.
absolutely.
Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. So, a small group of thoughtful citizens can do wonders. So, everywhere, group dynamics can do a wonders. So, it has a great role in the learning, in teaching, in learning process. For it's very helpful for the teachers. Has great place in education, as it increases the social interaction. It increases the confidence among the students. It brings the belongingness. It influences the personality. It gets recognition by the others. Interdependence is also there. When we are in a team, somewhere we depend upon each other, because we cannot do each and everything ourselves. So somewhere we learn how to get the work done also.
Right,
So
absolutely.
somewhere leader of the groups can be taken out. Who is the leader? So leadership qualities will also be judged by the teacher. So they can appoint them as a monitor, how to get the work done. So all these things are helpful in teaching and learning and education.
Absolutely, ma'am. So thank you so very much, ma'am, for imparting your knowledge and experience on the topic. The takeaway of this session would be, that a small group of intellect people can change the world. Not only them, it is these people only who are actually making and creating a difference in our society and our world at large. So, it was indeed an insightful session and an informative session wherein we've discussed some real life experiences. Looking forward to much more sessions like these with you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sakshi. And thanks to NTAP for giving the opportunity. So
Ab-
I'll be also waiting for the next opportunity.
Absolutely, ma'am. It's completely our honor to have you here. With this note, I, Sakshi Jain, the host of the show, would like to sign off, promising you to be coming back with much more great interesting topics like these and an educational discussions like this, wherein we get to know a lot of things that is actually happening in various schools, and that can be improvised practicality in our day to day lives. So have a very great day. Do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more notifications.
Thank you.
Thank you and have a nice day.